morning po! Happy Monday sa ating lahat! So for today's video, gagawa tayo ng tinapay. Yes, tinapay! Dahil hindi kami mahilig bumili ng tinapay sa labas, ipapakita namin sa inyo kung paano kami gumawa ng tinapay. Sana yung partner in crime ko. Where are you? Can we start now? Nawala na yung kasama ko. Antayin natin si Chris. Umakyat ata siya sa taas. So, yun nga, kami ay gumagawa ng sarili naming tinapay sa pang-araw-araw naming kinakain. We don't eat rice. Ako lang ang kumakain. Pag gusto ko lang, nagluluto ako. So, for today, gagawa tayo ng tinapay. Oh, Chris is here. Can you explain the ingredients? Right, guys. So here is Chris. He is doing the bread, and here is the ingredients that he is.
Good morning. This is the skill part of bread making. When it used to be a master bread maker. We're using a bread making machine, which we'll explain to you in a second, which was bought on, not eBay, it was
it's the local
bought on Gumtree.
Gumtree, yeah.
For a tenner.
Yes.
And you can buy them in charity shops occasionally, also for about a tenner. Or you can pay about £50 or £60 and buy one brand new, which the biggest problem is they are quite big. And in small kitchens, people get fed up with them. But making bread is very easy. You need basic ingredients, proper strong flour, strong wholemeal flour. Tend to make brown bread, which is much healthier for you in this lazy world. But I'm going to put some white flour in as well. Doesn't have to be Tesco, but it has to be strong white flour. The only thing that's perhaps a little bit cheeky, difficult, is you have to put the recipe I've got from Panasonic, good Japanese bread, says I need to put gluten wheat flour in.
So what is that for?
Well, it's to make the bread even stronger, the flour even stronger. Now gluten is like, everybody nowadays gets worked up about gluten because it's a fashion thing, but I'm sure it's not for most people. But I did buy that off eBay in a larger bag, actually filled two of these cocoa tins. So, and I'm only using a tablespoonful of that. Right, so we go back to measures. The magic cooking that bemuses everybody is measures, tablespoon, that's tablespoon of course, tablespoon and teaspoon. And a teaspoon is not a tiny spoon, like that. I know it would call it a teaspoon, but that's actually a teaspoon, a good hefty size teaspoon. And they all have a relationship with each other, which you ladies will know all about, of course.
So I have a question. What's the difference doing the microwave oven than that machine?
Well,
so what's the difference?
Well, this is just, it does all the work for you.
Was that economical or?
It's not just economical, it mixes the dough, which we'll get into, because what does the work is not you, but it's the yeast.
Okay.
But the yeast does the work that raises the bread, and then you have to put some salt in, which I'll show you, to stop the yeast getting too excited.
Oh yeah, I remember that before.
So a little bit.
My grandparents used
and
to do
salt,
bread.
And really, with brown bread, you seem to have to put a bit more salt in. And the object is to put less salt in. And the object of the whole palaver is to have healthier food. If you buy it from your supermarket, you have no idea what goes in it. You have no idea about the quality of the ingredients, quality of the flour, quality of the butter. If they put butter in, they won't put butter in. The fat they put in, goodness only knows what goes into it. They do at least tell you how much salt goes into it, but salt is bad news for you. As you all know, salt and sugar are bad news. So here we go. Right, so we start off. I have a recipe which came off the Panasonic recipe. It was on the internet, and that's what I worked to. with the ingredients. So as I said, strong flour, wholemeal flour. I'm going to do a bit of both really, just to, I don't know why, but it doesn't have to be. It could be all white and it can be all brown, but I don't see any harm in mixing it. A bit of interbreeding.
So is that why toe flour? Why you are using toe flour?
It's not corn flour, it's white.
What is strong white
Strong
and
white
what's the
flour.
other one? The
Brown wholemeal flour.
okay. So is that mean that's more healthier than
Well,
the
brown-
white?
Yeah, the brown flour, there we go, that's a nice balance. The brown flour is healthier. More roughage for you, and everybody's getting more and more lazy because they're so busy. They're busy, so they're lazy. I can't figure that one out, but that's the case. And then we start measuring around a bit. So here we go, tablespoonful of gluten flour, available on eBay once you've committed yourself. And a tablespoonful really means a level tablespoonful, by the way. Just out of interest, but it's not that level. And the telephone's going. Can we ignore the telephone? I'll shut the
All
door.
right.
Best way. Right, so there's the gluten flour. Here we go now for butter, a tablespoonful of butter.
So what butter is that? No salt or
Well, I buy no
just
salt butter, but for the simple reason we're trying to cut down on salt, aren't we? Aren't we?
is that enough?
Yeah, that's tons. I want a tablespoonful.
Okay.
Now, if we start messing around with that, I think we've easily got a tablespoonful there. More than a tablespoonful. We put that in. Nothing's very precise. And now for the fun bit, which is treacle, which is sugar, of course.
So is that
Sugar and this is lovely treacle. The children will enjoy this. It looks disgusting if you've never played with treacle, but it's just sugarcane product. That's still a bit too much. So there's let's try and get a bit to go off there. Right, isn't that delicious? Just look at that. Ooh. And it's
Yeah.
nice to eat, it's sweet. It looks terrible. So we allow that in, and this time we have to persuade it. Where's that little teaspoon? Rather than wait for a week for it to run off, we persuade it to drop in. So you ladies know about this. Keep fighting the 2 spoons to get it to come off. Bit boring, but it's fun, isn't it? It's like, I think children like this bit. And you could give the spoon to the children and do them any harm. Right, we drop that in the sink. And then we get I put onto my proper teaspoon. And we need some proper salt. Now, I normally use healthy salt. I don't recommend this, not because it's Tesco, because it's 50% sodium chloride, 50% magnesium chloride. And it's the sodium that's helping to kill you all. So I do recommend that.
we're trying to be healthy, guys.
We're not worried too much about the yeast. So we give this proper whole salt, British salt. God knows what British salt is. So it wants a teaspoon of this, which, as I say, this is to control the activity of the yeast.
Yeah, my grandparents used to add
I
salt.
have a spoonful of salt. I'll put a little bit in. And they always have put in a bit for good luck, don't they? Put that in. And basically, that's it. Yeah. So, then we're now going to dump that in the bowl. Now, the bowl is interesting in that that's all there is to it. It's a non-stick surface. And there is a device that goes in it, a little paddle.
So what do you call that
A paddle.
machine? What do you have?
It's the innards of the bread making machine.
Okay, so that's the bread maker
And the
machine.
bread making machine will actually drive that round from the bottom and rotate the paddle. And we can show you that a bit later on when it's doing it. To knead the bread.
Yeah, guys, wala nang masa-masa.
That's kneading with a K.
Straight away put the flour in there.
So we'll dump
Hindi
this
na masa-masa, yun na yung loob magmasa.
So-
Ano ba yun sa Tagalog?
in. We've got to
So is that the yeast?
I'm going to put some yeast in, yeah. The
Okay.
yeast first at the bottom. Extraction dried yeast, 1 sachet.
Okay,
So we'll put that in there. And that's now desperately waiting for something to feed on. So we'll tip this in. Now you say that all looks a bit dry to me. And of course it is dry. Because the last ingredient is now required, which is milk. Now, the recipe talks about milk powder. Now, I don't use milk powder, I use milk.
So what milk is that? Is that full
This
cream
is-
milk or?
This is normal milk. You might recognise these bottles. These are the proper bottles that get washed and reused. And unfortunately, it's a bit dear to have it delivered. But at least it's not plastic being delivered. Right. So I'm using. Here we go. You see, I've been measuring in ounces, but don't worry about the measurements. They are in the recipes. And the last item is the milk, which since it's come out of the fridge, and I don't want to put water in anyhow, I'm going to add some tepid water in to take the milk, not too much, to take the milk and make it a bit warmer and a bit less painful for the yeast. So if I stick my finger in, it's sort of, it's quite nice and comfy. You could wash your baby in that. If you wash your baby in milk, it will be happy. That's what you do, isn't it? Right, so pour that in. And we just check we put everything in, because we all do daft things. Flour, gluten flour, we've talked about the gluten flour in the tin. Treacle, milk powder, butter, well, milk powder is milk, butter, salt and water. And that is it. So we'll now, there's the mixture at the moment, paddles inside, right, and we'll go into where the bread maker is.
All right.
So it's not very, this is like nothing very,
All right, guys, we're gonna show you the bread maker.
this is quite an old bread maker, it's a Panasonic one.
Yeah.
You can just show inside if you want. There's a little heating element inside. Nothing very much. See the circular thing, the dark grey thing round the bottom. So that's that's the heating element. Some simple controls. So we put this in, we drop it in, lower it in, very clockwise till it's locked, and that's it. So we'll shut the lid, put the power on. Make sure that's on. And then we've got some little symbols here. I don't know if you can see them on the screen or not. Can you see the symbols or not? It's all 0,
Yeah.
0. I'm pressing the select. This is a bit different for every bread maker. And I'm sure this is an obsolete bread maker, but Panasonic still make them. We're pressing the select one. And it's gone down on the top right. It's on whole wheat. And then we've got the left settings. We're on bake rapid. Now that's a 3-hour bake, so that says 3. There's also a slow bake, which is about 5 hours, which is just a bit silly, really. And then the last thing we do is set the size, and up. That's it. And we press the start, stop, and that's it.
So
now that's 3
how many
hours.
hours were we
That's
waiting?
3
3 hours. Okay, guys,
Well,
we'll
we
wait
will show
after 3
you
hours.
when it starts kneading the yeast and bread together, which will be in about 10 minutes' time. After it's all calmed down and got to a constant temperature, we'll show you a little bit of that, just to show what it's doing. So you don't clean your fingernails anymore kneading bread. The bread maker does it for you.
Yeah,
And
just
that's it.
put it straight away to the machine.
But you can see the problem in some kitchens that would take up a lot of room. But if you're using it most days, every other day, why not? It's lovely.
So we're
And
going
you
to
get
wait.
satisfaction that you've done it. Well, the machine's done it, but you and the machine have done it. And you've not bought a plastic wrapped loaf with indeterminate materials inside it, sweepings up in the bakery, in the factory, not a bakery. So there, we'll join you again in a couple of minutes, in 10 minutes time.
All right.
Getting a bit more excited here, just speed it up. Having done the first bit of mixing, so you can see it's all
Why it stopped?
No, don't worry about it. So there you go, you see? And the yeast is somewhere in the middle of all that. Dried yeast is slowly becoming wet yeast and then starts activating the yeast with the ingredients which will create the gas, the CO2, which means your bread is not just a solid hulk, is like a sponge. But, as I say, the salt is there to stop it being too big a sponge. So you can carry on now. You may do something boring now.
Alright, magantay tayo ng 3 hours bago siya maluto, magawa ito. 3 hours ang antayin natin. Kasi parang I don't know, what do you call that?
All the process,
Yeah, the process.
and rising.
Why it takes so long?
Because the yeast has to work, has to do its job.
Oh yeah, kasi
And
nga,
the thing about the bread maker is, it's doing everything for you. It's not saying, so you're not running the timer, going upstairs to the airing cupboard where your bread is warm, and then bring it downstairs, then put the oven on, remember to set the oven, and do all this. It's doing everything.
Okay guys, masaya ako kasi sumali siya sa vlogging ko.
A bit of £10 technology.
Kasi nung una ayaw talaga niya, nag-aaway pa kami dyan. Kasi ayaw niyang mag-vlog ako. Ngayon, sumasali na siya. Siya pa nga nag-offer na sasali daw siya. So, we are going to wait 3 hours before the bread is ready. So, babalik tayo mamaya, guys.
Here we are. After about 15 minutes, it's all calmed down and equal temperature, and the paddle in the bottom has started kneading the dough. So it's probably not, this is the first stage, mixing. And you can see a kind of devil's brew going on there. And all that, and we'll, you want to watch 10 minutes of that, but that's why the bread maker is doing the job for you. So that's why you buy a bread maker, because it isn't just a matter of an oven, it's a matter of mixing, kneading it, getting it in a warm environment, not hot, in a warm environment for the bread to rise, and then in the last 40 minutes starting to bake the oven. So that's it, starting to mix it. We'll maybe have another look in a little bit when it's whipping round. You don't do this later on because it's temperature controlled. You open the top, it's like opening an oven door. It's not good policy. So, alright, it's all happening. We'll do a quick peep again. It's even in this few minutes.
Ayan na guys, yung sariling masa na.
Even in a few minutes.
Ano ba yun sa Tagalog?
Quite amazing, really. Bit of fun, really. It looks slightly.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Looks like a horrible worm, maybe. But there we go.
This is the bread.
Oh, there's a nice bit of bread. So we'll have the little thing out. A bit hot. Handle up, so rotate it a little bit, and there we go. There's the bread. Just knock it out before I go on the school run.
So, ayan na po yung bread natin.
So I have to get it out of its little container. Good shake. Oh, quite hot. And then there's the bread. I'll put it on there to go. How do you like it?
So, here we go.